Hi, and welcome back to Q&A with the Violatrix. My name is Pamela, and if you don't know who I am or what I do, I have a really popular TikTok, which is beauty and aesthetics, plastic surgery at Trending Plastics on TikTok. But the ladies found out what I do for a living, and it created like a whole kind of spin-off community of women interested in learning how to do what I do. If you're curious, I can't really say what it is that I do on here because it is adult themed. And it's not in-person stuff. Everything I do is over the phone, chat, and virtual. It's phone with cam, or it's chatting. I work for legitimate platforms, legitimate companies as a 1099 subcontractor employee, and I've been doing this for about 20 years. So I have a YouTube channel that answers most, if not all, of your questions. So my YouTube is at Findom Masterclass, FINDOM class, Findom Masterclass. My TikTok is here at She Codes Cash, and my Instagram is also at Findom Masterclass. I encourage you to ask me questions, as I'm going to do right now. I'm going to take a question that someone posted on my YouTube channel, and I'm going to answer it for you. Please feel free to ask me questions. My content runs dry when I have nothing to answer, nothing to respond or reply to. So this follower says, I'm curious, I understand only communicating behind a paywall, which is what I tell all the girls that follow me. Never ever communicate with a potential client on Twitter or any other social media app or platform that is free. Always stay behind the paywall. So I understand communicating behind a paywall, but if we have listed on our paywall that our tribute amount is X and they don't pay it below messaging us, do we still ignore them? Even though we get paid per volley, most of the sites that you'll be communicating with, you get like $1 or so back and forth for each volley. Each thing that you reply to the client, you'll get like $1. It's gonna vary per platform. So do we still ignore them even though we get paid per volley? Do we message them back telling them that they need to tribute still? Or do we ignore them even though we still get paid to text them back in the chat volley? And this is from Sunny D 3066 on Instagram. So here is my reply to this. As a 20-year fin, I deal with primarily corporate men, C-suite executives, doctors, lawyers, surgeons, millionaires, billionaires. I never ask for an initial tribute. Why? You'll look rookie. You'll look amateur. You'll look like you're just trying to do a smash and grab. You don't really know what you're doing, because the 10, 15, 25 bucks you may get up front is about all you're ever going to get from them, if you get it at all. Chances are you won't. You need to lead with value, okay? Most of these men are not going to give you $25 or so right up front to speak to you, because they don't know anything about you. You haven't proven your worth. They don't know what they're buying. And imagine if every woman they wanted to communicate with, they had to spend $10 to $25 to $50. It just doesn't make any sense. I never ask for tribute. It makes you look amateur and rookie. So here's what I would suggest. Instead of ignoring them, or instead of asking them for the tribute, you say this: hi, what brings you to me today? Tell me a little bit about yourself, because I don't take everyone. I strongly and highly vet my clients to make sure I'm not wasting my own time. You can say, I don't want to waste your time, but again, put the control back in your seat. I don't want to waste my time. You can let them know. You don't have to be super specific about yourself. What coast do you live on? What city? What type of industry are you in? How old are you? Do not get into, are you married? Are you single? Do you have kids? That's almost crossing too much of a line. But now what you've done is you've led with value. You're a real person. You're not a bot. You're interested. You're asking them questions. You're interested in who they are and what they're looking for. There's no two clients that I've ever had who were alike. So it's incredibly important that you discern and identify and investigate upfront what is it that they're looking for? What is it that they're interested in? Because there's a big difference between a guy who is just lonely maybe and wants to talk, maybe a guy who's a recent widower, and maybe a guy who would like to dance around in high heels and stockings. These are very different men. How are you going to know if he gave you the $25 up front? Where do you go from there? That would be my question. What do you do after he gives you $25? So remember, don't be like everyone else. Every girl that thinks this is the definition of thin is asking for that. Don't be the rookie. The minute you ask for an upfront payment or tribute, they know you're a rookie. They know you don't know what you're doing. And one of two things is going to happen. They're going to flip the script and take advantage of you, or they're going to ghost. It's a lose-lose either way. Follow for more content and keep asking me the hard questions, because that's how we're really going to get to the nucleus of what you need to know.